I can't date somebody that has social media.
Why?
Unless you're making money off of it, which most men are not. Let's just keep it
they
real.
not,
Like, most men are not.
Yeah, most people aren't making money
why are you on social media?
Okay, so what about the person that looks at social media as like, okay, if you following like things that inspires you, things give you ideas. To help
Please.
help
The
bring
average
your
man isn't following
creativity,
inspirational quote pages. I asked my boyfriend to delete his social media.
Was he using to make money?
No, he was not. He just had social media because everybody has a Facebook, everybody has an Instagram, so he just had them. And I was like, there's no reason for you to have them. Go ahead and delete that for me. Go ahead and log off for me.
Did he delete it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He lucky I let him keep his LinkedIn.
I could see why.
Oh man, he's lucky I let him keep his LinkedIn. And that guy, like, why do that? A woman gives you an ultimatum that you should delete your she's always making these videos and talking whatever she's talking. This is it Amani Talks? This is Amani Talks, so you can check out her content mostly. She's a woman that sounds like she doesn't like men to some extent. And I'll tell you, she's gonna hit the wall very soon.
A woman would want their man to delete social media just because of that, because, you know, flesh and temptation is real.
You can get distracted in real life. I don't think that social media brings any more real life distraction than real life. Yeah. I just believe that it's easy to get caught up in a fallacy. Like, it's social media sometimes is your imagination. If you got me in front of you, you don't got to imagine about nothing else. Go ahead and delete that.
She later made a video how she broke up with this same boyfriend.
Cook, man. It's done. Finish. Finito. It's over, bro.
If he deleted his page, he's a simp.
A simp is a man who's led by his woman, who does whatever his woman tells him to do.
Very passive.
That the guy from Fresh and Fit, not the one that looks like Timon, the one that looks like Pumbaa.
So she likes addressing mostly like things that are going on, match relationships and all that. Like I said, she sounds like somebody that don't like men. Probably she doesn't understand how men operate. But let's watch the video that she made after dumping the boyfriend. Guys, this is a reason why when a man should never submit to a woman. A man should never simp for a woman. If she gives you an ultimatum like, oh, you should delete your social media presence or whatever social platform you are on, even if it's Hinge, if you met her on Hinge, she tells you, you can delete Hinge. Maybe, yes, it's understandable you can, but other social media platforms should ask you to delete, and then you do it for her. Is she your wife? She's not your wife. Why are you doing it? You doing it, you're submitting to her, and she's not gonna respect you. Okay, let's watch, guys. We hear what she said about the boyfriend.
Hey you guys, so I recently broke up with my boyfriend, and I didn't think that I was going to share this experience or this story just because it's not that big of a deal and it's kind of private too, but I decided to share it because I felt like the girls really needed to hear about this. So there are two major points I'm going to make, and I'm going to try to keep this very short. So number one, the way that God has carried me throughout this breakup is really nothing short of amazing and unbelievable. Usually after a breakup, I'm a mess. Like, I've been known to cry in the club over a breakup. Like, I'm telling you, days, weeks, you know. And the fact that that has not been my experience this time is only because of God.
And this time around, you left the guy. It was never the other way around. So the other times that you cry, you met these guys that you are even willing to give your eggs and give kids to. That's all. Actually, she talks about not having kids. She'll never have kids. But I'll tell you that maybe some of these guys that left her, she was willing to have kids with them. But the guy she dumped because he was submitting to her when she asked that, oh, you should delete it. Whatever, then he goes to delete it. Maybe whatever she was asking of him, he was doing it all the time.
I've been really trying to get back to my relationship with him, first and foremost, so that he is leading my relationships from now on. Number two is, I feel like a lot of times when we all see these breakup stories, especially coming from the woman's perspective, it's always like this horror story, like, you know, the stuff that she's been through and what he put her through and all the stuff that she put up with. And we all look at her like, girl, why was you in that relationship? Like, why did you stay? But when I tell you guys that that's not my experience at all, like, it just wasn't. My ex was a great guy. Like, even after we broke up, still sending me flowers to my apartment, you know, like, just a great guy, but for somebody else. And we didn't break up because of anything that he did to me, anything that I found out or anything that I did to him.
Man, he's a simp. Why is he sending flowers? You dumped him and he's still sending flowers, hoping to win you over. Like, man, cut all the communication from the girl. It's the only way that she will respect you. If she calls, you don't pick up her call. What does she want from you? So, but if you still be sending flowers, she knows that you always be available, and she'll go around chasing guys that don't want her, and those guys who she'll have so many bodies because she'll be chasing love that she.
8 a.m. Monday, she yours. She yours at 8 a.m. This weekend, I love her.
We should chase those guys, and those guys will just give her a lot of bodies, and that's what's gonna happen. She knows that you are always around. Even if she hits the wall, she's gonna call you, because she's gonna hit the wall very soon, and she's gonna call you to say, hey, do you still, whatever, can we link up? You still love her because you've invested so much time in just sending flowers. You're gonna marry her. And she'll ruin your life, because guess what? After 3 years or 2 years, that's even too much. She'll get bored of you again, like she did in a relationship, and then she'll divorce you because she wants that Ray, that Pookie that made her cry. You know, guys, I've talked too much.
Because basically what they're saying is good enough should be good enough. But let me tell you one thing, good enough was never good enough for me. We literally broke up because just of small things that led me to understand that this was not my husband, and so I needed to make room for my husband by exiting that relationship. But I'm telling you, the way that he treated me within this relationship was so good. He's raised my standard, and you guys know that my standards are already high to begin with, but my ex treated me so well in our relationship that it was like, if the next guy, he's made it harder for the next guy, because if the
Okay, so you've seen she's dating, she was dating him to raise her standards. So whatever the guy was doing, even when they've broken up, he's sending flowers. Guess what? The next guy, before you even start dating on the first date, you should start sending flowers to her, because the other guy has raised her standards. And she's saying she was making a way for another guy. So the other guy she's making way for is the one who give her kids, because she says she doesn't want to have kids. You say, Ray, those boyfriends that don't want her. The high value men that don't want her, because oh man, which high value man would want somebody that talks or makes a lot of videos on TikToks and comes out like they hate men? I'm just saying it.
The next guy isn't coming like my ex or better, then off the rip you can get to stepping. Like, so, you know, breakups don't always have to be this, oh, I'm learning a hard lesson, or I went through some traumatic experience. Not every relationship is going to end up in a marriage, and the ones that don't end up in marriage doesn't mean that it has to be messy, or, you know, as long as you're upholding your standards within the relationship, it should be a positive experience. And honestly, my relationship was a positive experience, and I'm telling you, like, I have nothing bad to say about him, and we're still friends, we still talk and everything, but I just don't feel like the girls hear that often about a relationship that you get out of that has raised your standards, that like he's treated me so well, like the next guy's gonna be hard for him, you know. So
it's not gonna be hard for the other guy. The other guy won't have anything to do with you, because like, what are you going to be bringing on the table with those standards, those outrageous standards? The other guy was simping for you, the next guy won't be simping for you. Even the other guy you're talking about won't be a simp. The one that will meet those standards won't be a simp. Oh man, she's gonna hit the wall.
I just wanted you guys to hear that, because not every breakup is a horror story, and not every breakup is some hard learning lesson. Some breakups are really because you're just maturing and you want different types of relationships, and you just came to understand, like, I don't see myself marrying that person, so let's not waste each other's time. And that's pretty much what this was. But like I said, great guy, love him, and yeah, that's it.
Guys, thanks for watching, and to Imani Talks, you hit the wall.